Greetings, my friends. How are you today? Today, we are going to be talking about, in our series of looking at the yin and yang of business, we're going to talk about favorable timing today with the TimeBlazr. So, if you are new to my community, thank you so much for taking the time to follow us today. My name is Kathleen Horvath-Zemansky. I'm a business feng shui master, astrologer, and the creator of the TimeBlazr business management system. And I would have to say the TimeBlazr certainly is my baby that I have I actually created it 12 years ago. Next year is when the program actually came out, and it came out in a very different form, but we're going to just jump forward and get right to how I can help you with the favorable timing piece. One of the things that you may want to do as we are getting started here today is go ahead and get your free version. You'll get 30 days on me, and it's a perfect time to try out the TimeBlazr. And the reason being is we are going into a little bit of a tough month of the month of August, which is the dog month. But truthfully, we're just getting the very ends of the rooster month here, so we want to get the last few days out of that as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the software and just show you what it's all about. And like I said, this is a perfect time for you to really start mapping out what's happening in the month of October. And like I said, the day actually starts on October the 8th. So that's when the dog month starts. So in the Chinese calendar, it never starts at the first of the month like it does in the Western Gregorian calendar. It starts, anywhere from the third of the month, and it can go all the way up to the 9th of any given month. This year, it falls on the 8th, which more or less is where it falls every year. And so we are broadcasting. If you are watching us live, we are here on the 6th of October. So we have 2 more days. And so I'd like to tell you just a little bit about the TimeBlazr, and I want you to take the opportunity right now to get your personalized version. So let me just go in and let's look at what we can do with this particular calendar. All right, for number 1, what we're going to want to do is we've got these 10 activities here, and by default, they will come into your personalized TimeBlazr. And basically what these are, areas of business that someone will typically come across within a 12-month period, and that's why we put them here. But for the purposes today, I'm going to take them away just to explain a little bit about the TimeBlazr. So first of all, it is a system that was created thousands of years ago for this wonderful methodology of feng shui and strategic planning, as well as for prosperity and really your empowerment, and that's what I want to provide for you. So typically you had to pay a date selection or a favorable timing expert, also called Zeri in Chinese, that you would need an expert to pick a day for you to do an important activity. Well, I'm making it more accessible to the Western world, as well as I've westernized the verbiage without taking away the essence of the calendar. So it really is based on your date and time of birth. That'll come up in just a second. It'll be based on your time of birth, and we'll be looking at the year, month, day, and hour. And so let's go back over to the strategic dates. We took away those icons, and I'm going to talk to you about a little bit about the base foundational piece. So excluding the stars, those are going to be sort of hardwired in to your TimeBlazr, and so it will look different from a star perspective. But what I want you to look at is the difference between a green day, which we consider more positive, more potential vibrantly, versus a day that is void of any color. But that does not mean you can't use it. I want to repeat that. Just because it's not a green day does not mean that you can't use it. The TimeBlazr was specifically designed for you to take action each and every day, but it was specifically designed for your milestone activities, such as if you have worked very hard on a book or a website or for rebranding, and you want to start a new blog series, you want to start something new, you want to forge a partnership, whether it be an all-out legal entity that you're forming a partnership with someone, as well as just short JV partnerships. You want to start those activities on a very good day, personalized to you. Otherwise, why have a calendar that's personalized, right? Okay, so what we're going to be looking at is, there's several days in the month of October that are quite nice, as well as we are going to be looking at these different names of the day. So the names of the day are basically telling you what type of activity can I actually do on a day like today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the day right now of the 6th, and let's just have a look at it. So I'm going to tell you about today, and then I'm going to tell you about tomorrow, so you'll have an opportunity. For those of you who don't live in my time zone, I want to make this relevant to you, and it's already half the day is gone here as well, but there's still some pretty nice opportunities in the day. So first of all, what's going to carry over for everyone is the information, just like on the month view. Certain things are going to be the same, like the type of day it is, the day of the month it is. So it's an excellent full day, and it's a yin fire pig. So basically, this is a birth chart. This is what's happening on this particular day. So any child that would be born on this day would have a certain vibrancy that would calculate the destiny of someone's chart. But for your purposes, what we're going to be using it for is your important activities. So what we want to look at, okay, it's a full day. This means that there's a lot of potential on this day, but it is also a day that you need to be cautious about overcommitting and under delivering. So this is where you want to find a little bit of balance in what you're expecting of yourself and what you are doing to serve others. So, all right, then we have, and it's an excellent, which is the highest ranking type of day. But what type of day is it for you? You'll find out by looking at the number of stars and what icons come over. If there's one star there, it means it's a little less vibrancy for you. Up to 5 stars, it can be very, very life-changing for you if you do something on this day that will change your life. This is not a pennies from heaven kind of program. What it is a program for you to understand the yin and yang of business. You have to have a good business idea. If you don't have one, find one. Or if you are launching a product, program, or service, this potentially would be a good day to do it. And if you're not ready for that, we'll work on it and to make sure that you catch the next day that would be coming along. All right, let's look at the positive influences. The positive influences are going to be the prevailing energy along with the negative influences of each and every day, and it goes over the hours of the day. So in this, on this particular day, we actually have the color teal, and when you see that in the TimeBlazr, it's indicating to you really quick responses and a real fast closed loop of you sending out an email and getting a response back. Again, you, depending on what you're doing, but what you're gonna, the key is choosing a good day and a good time. If you just randomly choose a time, then you're knocking out one of the foundational pieces that is there for you to follow. All right, so today it's a day of generosity. Green light means you can go, just all systems forward is what it means. Quick action, as I said, would be indicated by the teal color. The day is actually quite stable, and it's very good for wealth accumulation. So what I mean by that is like, maybe looking into your investments. It's launching a program, product, or service that would acquire some wealth for you. And that's what the positive are. Now, the negatives will actually be neutralized a little bit by being a positive day, and on a day that's not so positive, then we have the energy that will drop a little bit. So we do need to watch out for devious intent. That basically means that there's powers behind the scenes that are not in your favor, if you will. And then the wilderness means that you can just get caught in the weeds and you don't even you don't even have an opportunity to get above, because you're just down the rabbit hole, right? So, for me, when I see the wilderness timing come up, I always use my phone, the timer on my phone, and I use the Pomodoro effect. If you know what that is, it's basically 20-minute increments, and I set the timer for 20 minutes, and I really even challenge myself to see how much I can get done in a particular time frame. So this is a way to help me stay on track. Hopefully that tip will work for you as well. All right, then the other thing is set a daily intention for your day. How do you actually want your day to play out? If you plan it and you plan it with intention and you really map this out. Now, truthfully, I map my year out, I map my month out, I map my quarter each week, and I do each day. So then, when I'm looking at my particular TimeBlazr, I would know which times are best for me to make my important decisions. And let's now move over to the hours. Now, the hours are 2 hour time slots. And so that makes up the 24-hour day. And they're actually called by the animal names versus, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. It's called let's just start when, maybe most people are getting up and getting to work or getting ready for work. With the dragon hour, you can see it's a 7 to 8:59 a.m. And at 9 o'clock, it switches to the snake, et cetera, et cetera. So, and these repeat in the same sequence, which is the 12 animals of the zodiac. It repeats in a sequential order every single day. All right, this next box that is a little bit colorful as well, those also have that foundational piece. For everybody, it's the same. What really starts being the game changer is excuse me, it is the stars that you see. Now, there's going to be a couple of different ways that the hours show up. So let's talk about those first. I'm right here on the monkey hour for the day. So this is red with a minus. When you see red minus, whether you know what the definition of that means or not, basically it's saying that the energy is not great. So avoid that. Do more of your mundane tasks at that time. That's the time to check your emails or archive files, do some content creation. Those kinds of things is what you're going to do. And then when a good time comes up, that's when you start pushing the email to your send people. You're going to send them a little bit later in on this particular day, or get them ready for when you're going to want to send them within any given week, let's say. So you have to do a little bit of planning with this, but the results are phenomenal. So it's worth trying this out. All right. So then the next type is look at the Brewster hour. We've got some positive and some negative. So, mixed bag here. But let's look at this dog hour. It's also indicated by a little bit darker green color, just like the green of the day. And so that's saying, wow, that's a really nice energy there. All right. So then we have where the personalization comes in, and you have either neutral, there's nothing connecting with you and the day and your astrology. You can use them, but no connection. Or you can start using the ones that have either 1 up to 3 stars for the day, and it will start telling you, these are really good times. Now, common sense is going to tell you, or hopefully is going to tell you, that these energies from, let's see where it starts, with the horse hour at 11 o'clock all the way to 6:59 p.m., we have energy that's either unstable or it has mixed energy. So what I would suggest is, even with those email blocks, unless you have something that you have said and given your word that you're going to send something out at a certain time, abide by it, but just know that you're affected by the energy of the day. But what I do is I will be writing emails or doing something that I'm going to be sending out, a correspondence of some sort. I would do those construct them during the times that aren't as favorable. And then I literally start hitting send, 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 send. So I'm telling you a little bit of my insider secrets, but that's how you make it work for yourself. So you could either choose the 7 to 8:59 to send out an email, or the 9 to 10:59, which is a really good vibrant because it has 3 stars for this particular person. So that's basically how you use it. There is a lot more that can go into the TimeBlazr that I want to tell you about, but I want to go on to tomorrow for those of you who are in other time zones, or it's possibly already the 7th for you. So it happens to be also a very nice day as far as a green day. It's a balanced day. So if you want an equal 50-50 result, if you will, with the activity that you're doing, then this would be a good day to engage on this particular day. And on this particular day for this particular person's 4-star day, very good for marketing. That's what that little icon means. And then we have the positive and negative influences as well. So on the 7th of October, basically what we've got is director, which means that you are, in a place of giving, like a manager of some sort, that you can really, design and direct your own path, if you will. Establish authority that you really want to establish at yourself as a leader. Good citizen is really like giving back. So lots of opportunities in today's world of giving back and volunteering. And that's what that actually means. And sound investments is really looking at what your investments are. Again, looking at maybe also your own IP, your intellectual property. And if you don't have any, I would start looking on how to do that. And then again, we have the negative influences that do get knocked out just a little bit by the positive energies of the day. So for this particular person, we have 3 to 6:59. So remember yesterday or today, I was talking about today's energy that during, the working hours, not much really available, but we've got 3 to 6:59. So you may want to construct those emails or correspondence or phone outreaches or things like that, doing a Zoom meeting or whatever platform that you might happen to be on. And those types of things you want to do during the vibrant hours. And for what? Your most important activities. Do not waste that 4-hour time slot running errands and things that you could have done during this time slot when it wasn't as vibrant. So you do your more mundane activities, content creation, your planning, your brainstorming during the times that are not as beneficial. But you might be saying to me, but Kathleen, I've already got my calendar already booked for weeks in advance. Well, that's why it's good to have the TimeBlazr for an entire year so you can plan it out properly. But I get you might be just finding out about me right now. So what you can do is then very much pay attention to what the energies are, because they will not only affect you, they will also affect the person that you're engaging with. But you have the insider information to know that, okay, well, we might have some things that are going to happen during that time slot. So let's say tomorrow you have a appointment at 1 o'clock. And so let's look at this goat hour. It's already a 2-star for this person, so that's great. But we have mentors. So this is where you either become the coach or you are looking for a coach. But we also see that it's counterproductive. So you may find that either the person that you're speaking with is being, asking questions that are not relevant or getting off track. It's your potential to bring things back into order so you control what's going on, as well as there might be some entanglement. So this means that there might be some things that you had not realized that were involved that is going to maybe make the deal a little bit muddy. That's why it's better to, if you can, say, you know what, look, you know, would like to see if we can meet at 3 o'clock instead of 1 o'clock today. And if you can't, then you can't, because you've already set that appointment. I want you to stay within integrity. So just go ahead and keep it at that 1 o'clock, but just understand that you may need to modify your behavior. Okay, so there is a training tab over here. There's lots of training videos over here, and then you can also go into the glossary of terms if you need, especially if English is not your first language, and U.S. English, American English, is not your first language, you might need a little bit of help there to understand, my brain when I was translating all of these terms into standard business English. But there's also a lot of training videos there to help you as well. All right, let's go back to the strategic timing here. And the thing that I want to show you right now is that we're going to go back to the month. And there's, in my opinion, a bit of alchemy that is happening within this system. And there's a lot of things that I'm just going to show you one today because there's just so much. And over the course of time, we'll go over things. And please ask your questions. If you want a question answered about the software, go ahead and put that down below, and that would be also helpful for us. So remember when I was saying before about planning out your year. So what I do, one of the first things that I do when I am planning out my year, month, quarter, or week, what I do is I look at those 12 type of days that I showed you on the month view. They're all listed here in alphabetical order. And so some of the days are going to be good for certain activities, and other activities should be avoided because they really aren't, for example, if you use a destruction day, and I'm going to put even favorable days, but let's say you're launching your website and you just spent $10,000 on your website and you had a new photo op and you had to hire a copy, these things add up and it takes time to do it. Why in heavens would you launch on a destruction day? The destruction day has its purposes. And so, there's only even a couple of days that are positive that you could use. But what you would want to use this for is if you're demoing, doing a demolition on a property, if you are completely taking down a system, closing out something, you could use a destruction day. But a destruction day is hard because it removes things completely. So it's good for legal. You could use it if it's a very contentious legal case. You could use it for that. But beware, it is not like there's no turning back once it's destroyed. So just imagine like you cut down a tree and then when you, maybe a few months, a year later, you have all these suckers coming out of it, or shoots, if you will, but it's no longer going to be that, 20-foot tree. It is gone. It's only taking out whatever energy's left out of the roots to try to grow back, but it will never take that same form. So but what I do as far as planning out my year, I go right to the success days. And again, I want all the favorable days of the year. It's just taking some time to calculate personally for you, which are the best days for you. And then it's pulling all of the positive success days. But what you can see is it a 1-star day, a 3-star day? Oh, here's a 5-star day with amazing icons. Now it falls on a Saturday. So does that work for your business model? It may or may not. You may have to choose a different day. So, but what you can do is go right into that day and make a decision. Oh, wow, look here. This is a gorgeous day. On November 6th, we have 11 to 12:59 where we have a beautiful 2-star energy. We have that quick action with a 3-star for this person. So again, it's personalized. So things are going to go very, very quickly here. And then between 5 and 6:59. So if you're having like a full day seminar, for example, and you're going to be pitching an offer, you may want to, start it at 11 o'clock, then take the 1 o'clock break, get everybody back, maybe do a little bit of Q&A, then you float your offer between 3 and 4:59 p.m. and then you finish it up with some nice free content that everybody's happy when they go home. So everybody wins. This is a beautiful day to do that. So what I do though, when going back to this list of days, I take these list of days for me and put them in my TimeBlazr so I know how to plan out my year. This is how planning ahead, that's where you're going to win. That's what it's really about. So I could go on and on and on for hours on end for this particular system, but we're going to close it up for now. But what I would like you to do, download, this is the homework that I want you to do. And then if you can come back and put in the comments below, I want you to go ahead and download your free software. And then I want you to pick one day, just one day within the month of October that has the most icons and the most stars. That's a green day that you can find, that you're going to do something that will monetize for you. This is business 101 of the yin and yang of business, is getting the timing right. So I hope that helped you out today. And for those of you who are new to me, again, so happy that you're here. What I would request that you do for us is one thing. What I would love for you to do is for you to like, share, and comment. If you liked what you saw today, let us know. If you have a question, let us know. If you have, something that you would like to know about Feng Shui, astrology, favorable timing, and the universal gateway, which we're going to talk about tomorrow, then just put those down below. And then just so you know, on Fridays, we're going to do an open Q&A. So this is the time for you to come on and ask questions to help you be better in business. So the thing that I would really appreciate is your support by sharing this content with your contacts, or for people that you know that might be struggling a little bit in business. And that would be the best thing that we could get as a thank you for watching this video today. So tomorrow, like I said, we are going to talk about Universal Gateway. And what the Universal Gateway is really tapping into the universal wisdom. So tomorrow, be prepared for a little bit of meditation. We're going to get into, and we're going to do this on a weekly basis, and I think this will help set up really well this challenging month of the dog for 2021, but it is preparing us to get to the through to the year of the water tiger. So we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Really appreciate it, and may good she follow. Take care. Bye-bye.